Get to the morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Our next guest started playing the piano aged just 6, and her first folk rock band was called The Waifs. Young girls everywhere discovered themselves to the tune of Scar and Where I Stood, and she inspired a million copycat pixie cuts. She's about to be inducted into the 2024 ARIA Hall of Fame. Please welcome to Jody and Hazy, Melissa Morrison Higgins.
Missy Higgins, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
The big news for you is the ARIA Hall of Fame in 2024. How incredible. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, it is incredible. I'm a bit in shock, to be honest.
Yeah.
Still. I'm just honoured, just so incredibly honoured that my body of work has been recognised in this way, and I'm honoured that my criteria meets that of somebody that's worthy of being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm in incredible company when I see all the other people who've been inducted over the years.
Here's a fun fact for you might not know. You were the first artist played on Nova 919 when we launched 20 years ago. Have a listen. This is you playing Scar live in our studios.
Doesn't that sound familiar? Doesn't that hit too close to home? Doesn't that make you shiver the way things could have gone? Doesn't it feel peculiar when everyone wants to lead and mourn? So that I do remember to never go that far. Could you leave me with the sky?
Do you remember that?
That's pretty cool. So the very first person you played on the radio station, that's amazing.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Speaking of that song, I've read a lot of stuff on the internet about people trying to get to the bottom of what that song is about. People are almost obsessed. Is there a simple explanation for it? Are people just overthinking it?
Oh, I wrote it about 2 co-writers that I worked with in America, because with my first album, the American record company wanted to set me up with a heap of songwriters.
Yeah.
And I'd never done that before. So I went over there, and it was a really crappy experience because with the guy, he was really trying to turn me into this teen pop idol kind of singer, and I wasn't. He was trying to change my songs. He was trying to change my lyrics. And then the woman did the same thing. She kind of, it was just a bit yucky working with them. And I didn't feel like we were making true art, and it felt like we were just trying to make stuff to sell rather than good quality music. And I wanted to write that song to kind of try and remind myself in the future to trust myself and to trust my own abilities.
I was saying to you off air that I listened to your podcast on The Imperfects, which is a brilliant podcast. And you spoke a little bit about your time in the US and periods, I guess, little bouts of depression that you've had and some anxiety. And where are you at now in your career? Are you in a content place?
Yeah, I am. I think I went through a real phase in my 20s where I was a bit disillusioned with the whole industry. And I think it was in particular because I'd gone over to America and I was signed to this major label, and they were working me to the bone, and they were so obsessed with selling units, getting me on the charts, which is fine in and of itself, but there was so much focus on that. There wasn't any, they didn't look out for my well-being, and they didn't really listen to me when I was saying that I was getting burnt out and needed a break. And I don't know, it was just I'd become a bit of a cog in the machine. And so I took a massive break from music, and it took me a long time to come back. But when I came back on my own terms, and I came back with a very strong and clear idea of what my priorities were. And my priority was, number one, to make sure that I was only doing music for the right reasons.
Don't you feel like that's the absolute beauty of growing older as a woman, because you come into your own and you start to realise your worth in whatever industry you're in, and you start to develop your own boundaries, and you start to discover your authentic self. I know this is getting quite deep, but that's my favourite part about growing older. I don't know if you feel the same.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like having more confidence to speak up, and more of a kind of secure knowledge that it's okay to say that you're not happy with something, or that it's okay to say no, it's okay to disappoint people.
Yeah.
And also that you're never going to be liked by everyone, and that's okay.
I think you've done a pretty good job of being universally liked for both who you are and for your music. You are coming to South Australia for a day on the green. It's at Peter Lehman Wine's Barossa Valley on Saturday, December 7th. It's called the Second Act Tour. It celebrates the 20th anniversary of your debut album, The Sound of White. Missy Higgins, an absolute joy and a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you so much for continuing to bring us beautiful music.
No worries. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Jode, so I'm not sure about you, but growing up as a youngster, sometimes we were educated by films and some of the things that we saw on films, and I'm talking about sex.
Yeah, short of having a chat with the parents, that's where you turn to, the television.
But they didn't want to do that.
No.
They did not want to do that. They
I
didn't
don't
want to
wanna
have
do
that
that.
awkward conversation.
Do you want to do that?
I don't want to do that right now. I still don't know exactly what's going on, so
Oh,
I'm not the person to turn
Come
to.
on, you've had 3 kids. You know what you're doing.
How about this for a study? Revealed that viewers aged 10 to 24, that's Gen Z, prefer less sex on screen.
Oh.
With 51% more, with 51% wanting more content about platonic relationships and friendships. Additionally, 47.5% believe sex is unnecessary in most TV shows and movies. Now, Zoe is Gen Z.
Just.
What's going on?
I actually agree.
Why less sex?
I don't know, but now that you say that, I actually agree with that.
Oh, lame.
Well, who are these young people that don't want to watch people getting it on the screen?
I don't know. It's just, can't you tell a better story without just getting your gear off?
No.
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 Because everything in every situation, eventually, particularly from a man's mindset, is leading to that moment potentially.
Yeah.
That's why we do everything.
Yeah.
That's what's why.
Is that what it's all about?
Yeah.
All of the time?
Because I did see a famous comedian who said, let's be realistically, for a man, if it wasn't for trying to get to that goal, we'd live in a cardboard box. We don't care.
Oh, do you want to say all that again? 'Cause you
Oh,
said-
fuck me, Dad. I can't talk. You should fucking say
Don't start again. Don't start again.
Seriously.
No, not start again. Just pick it up.
I saw a famous comedian once, and he said that if it wasn't for that, the end result, we'd be more than content just to live in a cardboard box.
Oh, my
God.
God. That's just a bit sad.
It probably makes sense, though, if you really analyse us, though, isn't it?
What was that really weird series that was on that we were made to watch here at Nova? Can you remember? And that I wish there was less of that on that.
Oh my gosh, when we made you watch Saltburn.
Yes.
Saltburn! Oh my gosh, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, let's go back to 1999 and American Pie. One of the great movies.
Yeah.
Right in the prime of my adolescence, and Jim and Nadia got down and dirty. And let's just call Nadia a bit of a goddess.
Yes.
And Jim an up-and-coming
Let's just
youngster
call him Andrew.
who is in the prime of his adolescence, who doesn't know what he's doing. He's Andrew Hayes.
Jim?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm not done, Nadia. I've got reserves. Nadia, please, I'm begging you.
Again?
Not again. Not again, man.
You're looking blankly. Have you
No,
seen
I've
it?
seen American Pie.
If that doesn't tell you a few life lessons, then I don't know what does.
Yeah.
Well,
Huh?
I mean, look, we could probably do with less of Jim. Jim's performance was very underwhelming that day.
For more of
did
Nadia.
Jim inspire you? Like, what are you saying?
What I will say is, and not much has changed since that day, but ladies and gentlemen, 3 kids.
Reserves.
I mean, they were conceived quickly, but they're kids nonetheless.
The extended version was, I've got extra reserves.
Jody and Hazy's Loose Lips.
And Jodes, as aggressive as this gets sometimes,
Yep.
it is actually helping exercise.
Has it helped me with my everyday listening so far?
Yes, I think it has.
Okay.
Hey, put your hand up if you've noticed a significant improvement in Jodie's listening skills.
Me.
Me.
See, it is
Oh, see,
working.
you put your own hand up.
Yeah, because I was listening.
Oh my gosh. All right, so what happens is we're going to put some noise cancelling headphones on Jodes.
Yep.
I'm going to give her a few sentences and she has to read my lips, like literally read my lips.
Yep.
Okay, Jodes, you can do this.
Okay.
So first step and first sentence, up goes the elevator music into Jodie's headphones. She can't hear a word.
Oh, God.
Confirmation. Jodes has done her little thing where she enters a different stratosphere. Here we go. First sentence. The duck flies at midnight.
The fox died in a fight.
Ooh, that's kind of close. You ready? We'll go again. The duck flies at midnight.
The hat is wired at midnight.
Well, it's...
Half closer, half the other way.
One more quick one. The duck flies at midnight.
The duck flies at midnight.
Oh, my gosh. She's getting it. Look at you go. All right.
Okay.
Noise cancelling headphones off. You can hear us now. Congratulations. You got it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I told you I was getting better.
You are getting better. All right. Here we go. Noise cancelling headphones back on.
Okay.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Did you take your pill this morning?
Well, yes, I did.
Did you though,
actually.
Andrew? We don't need any more little hazies.
Stop veering off course. Listen to me. All right. Noise cancelling headphones still on. Do you want to build a snowman?
Do you want to drink milk in a chopper?
Oh, no, thank you very much. Last time. Do you want to build a snowman?
Oh, say it again. Say it again, Mustafa. Say it again.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Oh, something about do you want to top up?
Noise cancelling headphones off. Do you want to build a snowman? I did take my pill this morning. All right, last one. Noise cancelling headphones on.
Yep.
I have a fear of buttons.
You have mastitis.
What the hell is mastitis?
How did that happen?
Here we go. I have a fear of buttons.
You have a fear of buttons?
Graduated. Oh, my gosh. Congratulations, Joe. That's 2 from 3.
God.
Wait, you know what? She's getting ever so close to graduating.
Sometimes I like to peruse Instagram and it can be productive, i.e. you can come across the list of the top nicknames for people at work. Yes, you're welcome.
Oh, here we go. I'm sure this will be constructive.
All right, you ready for these?
Yeah.
I'm sure you might register in one of them. Okay. Some of the top nicknames for the people that you encounter each and every day in your workplace. Sensor light. They only work if someone walks past.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Everyone knows a sensor lighter to work.
Do you know a MasterCard takes credit for other people's work?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. I know a lot of people in this team that do that.
Whoa.
I'm one of them.
What about a Shania? Doesn't impress you much? This is a good one. Jetstar, usually late or doesn't show up at all.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
We all know a Googles. Thinks they know everything. Oh, my God, there's one of those
Yeah.
at Channel 10.
Oh, my gosh. There's one in every single workplace.
Kim Jong only got the job because of Dad.
Nothing wrong with a bit of nepotism.
And who doesn't know a boom gate? You can't get past them without a chat.
Yeah. And the same chat. Your brain goes in the space where it's the same stuff every time.
Do you know a seaweed? Floats around and does F all.
Yes. I thought the extension of that as well, but also smells like poo.
Yes, it's around and stinks.
Everyone knows a paper straw as well. They work for 2 minutes and then break down.
Yep. 100%.
We've all got one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Got one for you.
It's an emotional thing. Oh, here we go.
I've got one for you. I've come up with a endearing term for my work colleague.
Yeah.
I'm going to call you Squirrel
Okay.
because you've always got your hand on some nuts.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Why? It's so bloody.
Hey,
so
why,
bulky.
everybody?
It's so bulky. I get lower back pain.
Oh,
I got some for you, actually.
Uh-oh.
It's some that you know about and some that you don't. We do call you, that we call you the chameleon.
yeah.
Because when you
your eyes-
space out, the eyes dart off in different directions. Also, we call you ET because you always want to go home.
Always.
And finally, something we call you behind your back, and I'm ready to bring it to light now, is that
Really?
sometimes we call you foreskin
Why?
because you disappear when things get hard. Where are you going? Come back here.
I am so curious about something this week, and so is producer Zoe, by the way. Us girls as a whole species are curious about this. I was listening to a podcast that I'm a massive fan of called The Imperfects. I would encourage everyone to have a listen to it because it makes us better as human beings. Anyway, the Inspired Unemployed.
Yes. These two blokes in particular,
Yeah.
Jack and Falcon, they might be the most popular blokes in this country at the moment.
Bunch of tradies, basically, who
Amazing.
started putting together all these skits. They went nuts on Instagram and on TikTok
Very
and everything. He was on The Imperfects and he was talking about his anxiety and his partying too hard and a whole host of things. But one thing that piqued my interest at the end of it was he was talking about saying I love you to his best mate Falcon, and there was this whole discussion around blokes not saying I love you to their friends. Have a listen.
Because you can say I love you, like love you brother, and see you're on your way. That's not really
That's
telling.
not the real thing.
That's not the real thing, you know. And it is, how hard is it just to tell? I mean, if I had a near car crash when I left this podcast room, I would tell Falcon, dude, I'm so lucky to have you. Like, thank you so much. How easy is that to say that? And I just wouldn't do it. Most people just avoid that.
This is a space where men and women are wired so differently.
Yeah.
So differently.
So I guess, Zoe, from our point of view, we will absolutely, like I tell pretty much every time I hang up the phone to my close friends, say, I love you, boo, or, you know, whatever. It might be, it might sound throwaway, but it's not.
Yeah.
Because the intention, I think, for women is to tell other women, you mean the world to me and I do love you.
Absolutely. Yeah, my best friend lives interstate and we don't have a phone call without saying I love you at the end.
Yeah.
I do the same with my mum, which I'm sure is more common, your family. But yeah, I'll tell my girlfriends all the time. And my best mate, housemate Ed, I'll tell him that I love him all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important.
Okay. Oh, it's
Here
not
we go.
often we do this in Chick Chat. But
Andrew
let's
Hayes.
turn the spotlight on Andrew Hayes.
Sup, ladies?
shall we? You always sit there and go, here if you need, here if you need.
If you need.
Well,
I'm always on the bench, though.
in this space we need you. Do you say I love you to your closest guy friends?
No, I don't.
No.
I don't.
Really?
And do you know what? And sometimes, and I will if someone says it to me, but I think, is it part of it a fear of rejection?
Is it?
Like, I don't know.
Hey. You're telling this story. Is it?
I think it probably is because we're very proud people, us men. And I'll name him right now. A bloke called Robbie Cornthwaite. He works at 7U. Soccer fans will know him, play for Adelaide United and the Socceroos. He will quite often say, love you, or even love you, bro.
Yeah.
And then straight away you go, oh, that's really nice.
Well,
It is really nice.
No.
It's a really nice thing. But I wouldn't say that to my friends. I would volunteer that. I wouldn't say it.
So when he says, love you, bro, what do you say?
It's like crying. No, I say,
You say it back?
I say, yeah, absolutely.
Has it inspired you to ever say it to him first?
Do you know what? It probably has because that's a man who's in touch with his inner emotions
Well,
and
it
has got
shows-
it worked out.
Shows emotional maturity.
100%. And that's, even I can recognise that's a man who is emotionally mature. But now I'm making a big effort with my son, and he's 6 years old, to really, as often as possible, every single night say, I love you, mate. I really love you. And because my dad did it to me, and I didn't realise how much of a good effect it would have.
Yeah.
And because it was something that I was completely used to in my life, you don't understand until you hear other stories or other situations just how rare it is for men, even if it's a father saying to a son, how rare it is to sit down and genuinely say, I love you.
I'm going to put a hypothetical to you in just a moment, but 13 24 10 if you'd like to get involved in the chick chat that's turned into a bloke chat. But 13 24 10, do you say I love you to your male friends? Are there blokes out there that are happily going every single time you see each other, I love you, I'd love to hear from you? Okay. You're standing in front of Jason Horne-Francis.
This is where the fear of rejection comes in.
and you're saying goodbye to him. Do you say, JHF, I love you, bro?
I say, JHF, I love you. Congratulations on the All-Australian selection. And you're a future Port Adelaide great.
And then do you sprint across Alberton Oval and try and get away because you're so afraid he won't say it back?
And then I say it back, Jason. Say it back. Give us a call 13 24 10, and this is one for the fellas. Do you say I love you to your mates? Because this is the other thing. I want to drill it into my son so much so that if he ever has the slightest problem, he can tell me. And for blokes, we don't deliver as much as we probably should. We bottle stuff up, and we usually don't talk until it's too late. And it's at such a point where it's the last option, and that's really bad.
Absolutely. Hey, we're not putting a line through the chicks too in this chick chat.
Yeah.
If you say I love you to your girlfriends all the time, I'd love to hear from you as well.
Hey guys, I
Go on.
Like you guys a lot.
Yeah, I like you a lot.
We're getting there.
13, 24, 10, we're doing this morning. Blokes apparently don't say I love you to each other, even when they're best friends. I'd love to be proven wrong in this space on 13, 24, 10. Give us a call. But yeah, I was listening to the Inspired Unemployed the other day, and Falcon is best mates with Jack. Like, they're as close as two humans can be, and they revealed that sometimes it feels a little awkward to say I love you.
Yeah, I think blokes, for whatever reason, in that space, it's just the strange thing. And you know what happens, and it shouldn't happen? It'll come out after a few beers.
Oh, yeah.
I think the big test is if you can be in a situation and you can express how you're feeling in a moment of randomness.
Love you, mate. It's
And
not
that
hard.
is what we're talking about when it comes to emotional maturing.
Exactly. All right, let's go to Wade.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good. Are you an I love you kind of guy?
I'm sort of in between. I had a sort of fairly serious incident in my life a couple of years ago that kind of triggered this response to do some deep diving into myself, and I've tried to kind of since then kind of consciously do it more. Like I was saying off there before that like online I find it easier to do, but there's definitely this generational thing where we were told not to show our emotions and show our feelings and
100%.
things like that, and so it does make it difficult. But I think I'm making a conscious effort to change that and show other people through social media and stuff that it's actually okay to, particularly obviously men, that it's okay to tell people that you love you. I do have a couple of really good mates from high school that I would tell, and my older brother who's very funny about that sort of stuff. I tell him partly because I think he needs to know that I love him, but also partly because I know he kind of squirms a little bit.
The reaction. like watching him be all awkward about it. Oh.
Well,
but yeah, I'm definitely... Oh, sorry, go.
I was just going to say, you're leading a really, really important charge because you said it before and I connected. For whatever reason, it wasn't my dad because he was the opposite. He would consistently tell me, but for whatever reason in society, it was like, no, you don't say that. You don't want to be wimpy and all those types of things, which is ridiculous. So you're changing something that needs to be changed, which is very, very valuable. So you're doing a good job, Wade.
Well done, Wade. Thank you so much for your call. Really appreciate it. Interesting use of the word wimpy too. Good morning, Josh.
Hey, how are you?
You sound like an I love you kind of guy.
Oh, if it's on the end of a phone call, it's definitely throwing out the love yous, but it doesn't tend to happen face to face too much.
Yeah. Why do you reckon, Josh? Is it? See, I think I'm adamant. It's sort of a half fear of rejection, and even if someone doesn't say it verbally, you can probably pick up a few cues if you see their facial expressions.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's definitely not like rejection. It's almost that like a bit cringe sort of thing, isn't it? Like I don't know. There's just that thing about it. Like face to face, you're looking at each other's eyes and you're saying "I love you." It's just a bit how you going. But over the phone, when you're whipping out "I love you," bloody love it. So.
Aww. Do you like to hear it, Josh?
Oh, I love hearing it back. It's still part of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Josh, I think you lost your mate when you closed your eyes and then perched the lips out as well. That's
We don't talk about that,
mate. Oh, Josh, thank you so much for your call. Really appreciate it. Just throwing it out there. Hazy, we love you.
Hazy, I love you.
Hazy, no. I love you.
I love you guys.
How much did that
I
hurt?
love that you couldn't look either of us in the eye.
You literally looked at the ceiling when you said that.
Oh, that's what we were talking about this morning. We just had a quick little chat off air as well. Like, I'm not sure because maybe it's a fear of rejection for blokes.
Yeah.
It's something that's not wired into us. We're trying to shift the generation before us where it wasn't the norm to tell other blokes, etc., that you cared about, that you loved them.
Yeah.
And also now I'm dealing with a 3-year-old girl who will not say I love you back to me.
Okay.
And when I finally do get a kiss from her, wipes her mouth and constantly says, "Dad, you stink!" Well, I am working on my personal hygiene.
She's trying to get a reaction out of you. Just keep telling her you love her.
Yeah.
She's getting one.
Or maybe you stink. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hard to say.
We're talking about blokes telling each other that they love them, which we'd love to hear more of, by the way. Let's go to Adzi, our mate Adzi. A man that we love. Are you telling your friends that you love them, Adzi?
Yes, I've got a best mate, Chris. Shout out Chris. Love him with Lil Mar. So he's even in my phone as hubby.
So cute.
And my wife has got him saved in her phone as Adam's husband. So.
Adam's husband.
That's nice.
If you've got a genuine connection with someone that's that's your true best mate, I don't think that you should. I was brought up not to show emotions too, but when you got someone like that, you should tell them you love them, show them that you appreciate them.
That's why we love you,
I
Adsy.
love Adsy.
You are such a wise man, because the other situation is people find themselves where they're in a near-death experience and something clicks, and all of a sudden you say to yourself, I need to say the things that I need to say before I die. And you're ahead of the curve, though.
That's called marriage, Hazy.
More wise words from Adsy. Just
Thanks,
doesn't
Adsy.
stop
Love
them.
you. Let's go to Havana. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Good. Where do you sit with this?
I always tell my friends I love them constantly.
Right.
And even if I heard on the radio just then, I went and called both my friends up and I told them how much.
Oh, nice. That's perfect.
That's what we want.
I love that for you. So
yeah, it's very
what does it sound like, Havana, when you say to your friends, like, for example, if you're saying goodbye on the phone or whatever, is it just, I love you?
It's always, I love you so much. And they always say, I love you so much. Like, even I had a beautiful day today. I was like, you too, love you. Like,
I think we forget, Havana, just how powerful our words are and how important they are.
I want to call my friends now.
I know. It's
And I love them.
I just want friends.
Well, Hazy, we love you.
Let's peel back the curtain. We did volunteer to Robbie Cornthwaite for him to jump on air and say, I love you. And he said, I'm too busy doing school pickup.
And he doesn't even have kids. He does have kids. Oh, thank you for the call, Havana, as well. And unbelievable as well. Havana saying, I just called my friends before to say, tell them I love them. They're like,